We're live. All right. Hey, everybody. This is Bradley Benner with SERP Space today. It's Semantic Mastery as well, obviously. And I got Roman on with me. What's up, Roman?
Hey, how is everybody doing today?
I know we're going to be talking about a complete ranking solution, which is our new packages we just pushed out in the SERP Space. And I'm not going to talk much about it because Roman's got all the juicy details about it. So, Roman, I'm going to turn it right over to you, man. I know we've got quite a few people registered for this already that are probably excited as I am to find out more about this. So please feel free to wow us.
Well, I'll try with an intro like that. It's hard.
Yeah, right. No pressure. No pressure.
Alrighty. So we just launched a new service in SERP Space called, lack of a better way, we called it SEO packages, local and national versions of these. And basically, these are designed to be a full service ranking solution. So for the most part, everything is taken care of for you. And we'll get into a little bit more details about this in a second. But, essentially two main pieces of SEO is on page and off page. And this takes care of both of those pieces. So a little bit more about what it is. As a whole, this is what I'd like to refer to as a content distribution network. So if we get down into the inner workings of how this actually works, and we really start taking a look at it, basically everybody that's involved with this is sharing content with each other. So you have one site, let's say that we have a site about plumbers, and we are getting backlinks from other sites about plumbers themselves. That makes sense. So we try to keep everything nice and tightly themed and relevant. Like I said, we'll get into that a little bit further down.
Awesome.
All right.
And just to let everybody know, because I got to be 100% transparent. I try to be at all times, right? So I'm actually testing this right now on one particular project, and I've got a couple others in queue that I'm going to be running with. Roman's been testing it for a few months. Is that correct?
Yes.
And I trust Roman's judgment 100%. So when he told me about this, and I said, well, I definitely want to test it. I stand behind anything Roman has to say about it anyways, which is why I was so excited, because when he came to me excited about it, I get excited. So.
Yeah, I don't usually get excited about too many things. I'm pretty level-headed about most stuff. Yeah. But the really amazing thing about this is the fact that it does both. There's so much stuff out there for off page, but there's very few things that takes care of on page for you as well. And that's I think what really, really separates this, that and the quality of the backlinks themselves.
Yeah.
So with getting into it a little bit, I guess we can start talking about the on page aspects. So a little bit about what this does. So this is a plugin that essentially can work on a WordPress site. It's not just WordPress, though. This can also work on just about any CMS. If you don't have a CMS, if you have an HTML site, it'll still work. So we've got solutions basically for just about every type of site that exists out there. And what this does is it creates pages. It creates 2 pages per keyword. So the first page that it does is the page that we're actually going to try and rank for. So this... a couple key things about what this does in terms of on page is it puts the keyword in the URL. So if anybody doesn't know that this is the #1 on page ranking factor, getting your keyword right into the URL, because it's something that you don't change very often, right? Preferably never. You always want to have your keyword in your URL. So that's, from an on page standpoint, this is a really powerful thing, and this leverages that. And if you have existing pages, we can also work with existing pages as well. We don't necessarily have to create a new page for your keyword. It just depends on whether or not you're comfortable with the optimization that you've done on your site, as it currently stands. By having the plugin take care of this piece for us, it allows for us to be able to control the on-page elements a little bit more fine-tuned. And this prevents a lot of problems. Because a lot of where I see so many people go wrong is on their on-page these days. And there's 101 reasons as to why, and that's part of the confusion I think that goes around with on-page. So let's see. In terms of the backlinking of this,
am I supposed to be seeing a screen or anything, by the way?
No, not yet. Okay. I'll show something here in a minute.
I just want to make sure I wasn't we weren't goofing up.
So yeah, I'll show a site, an example of a site here in a second with this. So um, in terms of the linking type of stuff, Bradley, did you do any SEO like way back when, like in the early days of Google, 2002, 2003?
No, I didn't
Anything
even
back
get
then?
involved until 2010.
All right. So I briefly had a little bit of an SEO career way back then, and had a few successful projects. And if you go back that far on the web, there the ways that everybody used to do everything back then, it was all link directories. This was like pre-search engine days. So the way to find anything on the web was directories. And back then, webmasters used to have a lot of control over everything. So it used to be this type of system where webmasters would go to each other and say, hey, I'll give you a link if you give me a link. And this was how the early search engine days of ranking happened. Was webmasters used to contact each other, similar to like guest blog posts today, except that it used to be more of a reciprocal type of nature. And conveniently, that was also one of the earlier things that Google cracked down on to take away that control from webmasters. But the reason why I mention these directories is because these directories were the places where everybody went. They were the top ranking places on the search engines back then. So they used to link down to everybody, and they'd force all the webmasters to link back up to them. So it was this really powerful system that they integrated back then. And it kept everything nice and tightly themed. You know, if you go talk about Marco's art, you know, authority, relevancy, and trust, what this was there was a lot of relevancy and a lot of trust that happened way back then with these style of linking. So what these type of links are that we have is they're from validated, trusted entities. So when you get involved and you purchase one of these packages, you're getting these type of links. You're getting links from real websites on the web. You know, a lot of these guys have GMBs, things of that nature, and these are real businesses, you know, with brick and mortar stores. And in terms of getting strong links, this is about as good as it gets.
Yeah, yeah, those are hands down about the best types of links you can get, is because there's two types. And sorry to interrupt, but I just want to clarify this for people watching. But you know, the two best kind of links, especially for local stuff, what I've found through my experience are links from like or similar sites. So, like you mentioned, from other plumbers, for example, or even sites outside of the same industry but within the same geographic location. It's hugely powerful. And so either one of those are very powerful. And like everybody always goes out and tries to get backlinks from, you know, directories and press releases and things like that, and even maybe guest posts and stuff like that. But getting links from like local sites or industry related sites or other plumber sites, for example, is every bit as powerful, if not have a quicker effect than even some of those like guest posting type links do. And it's because they're so relevant, really.
Yep. No, that's exactly it, right? So it's keeping everything nice and tightly themed, and that's exactly what you're getting with this plugin. It's all the links that you're going to get are vetted. You know, we go through them every month to make sure that they stay clean. So, you know, over time, there's a lot of decay, things like that happens. You know, sometimes you might have a few people that decide to go do some weird things on their websites, and you want to stay away from those kind of neighborhoods. So part of the process and part of the service is us going through these links every single month and making sure that this, you know, everything that's involved with this stays clean, because you don't want to be a part of a bad link neighborhood. Let me grab a screen share real quick. Hold on one second. Let me load up a page. All right, let me know if you can see this.
I can, so we should be good.
All right, awesome. So this is an example of a site. You know, we just started this campaign probably maybe 20 days ago, 25 days ago, so it's relatively new. If anybody tries to go look at the rankings, anything on the site's page 2, page 3, but it's been climbing consistently for the last few weeks. I don't know if you know how quick that is for a lot of people, but that's pretty rapid rankings for me.
Yeah, especially when it's hands off.
Yeah, exactly, right.
You
You
know what
guys
I mean?
don't.
Like you can
Yeah,
do. I know we can all do better if we get in there, roll up our sleeves, and like work our asses off. But when you just install a plugin and then just sit back and relax, and it climbs the ranks in a few weeks, that's pretty impressive.
yeah, and that's what's beautiful about this is, this allows people to really concentrate on their business and spend less time worrying about the SEO components of what's going
Yep.
on. So this is an example. So this is the article that was put in for the keyword Scottsdale web design. And the way that this is set up is that this page might rank for a little while in this process, but over time, it's actually the home page that's going to get this ranking for this keyword. So it keeps everything nice and clean when visitors come to the site. We try to have good quality content. This is handwritten, everything like that. So there's no issue with the content. There's no problems in that front. But we try to, it's hard for us to come up with the best conversion-oriented content we can. It's decent, right? It's readable. It's unique. It does everything that it needs to do from an SEO standpoint. But the beauty of how this is set up is that this pushes the home page. So even though that this is the page that's ranking for the keyword, over time it'll shift to the home page, if that makes sense.
Oh, what does it have a canonical that points to the home, or how's it? Is it an internal link, or how's it do it?
It does it via internal linking.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. It's I would hate to get into too many specifics on a webinar with that, but yeah, basically yes. It's yeah. I don't want to give away everything.
Right.
So you'll see that there's a link up here. And then there's also, we set up an NAP information on the site as well, along with a map listing. So this is all taken care of by the plugin. And there's a second page that's created with this plugin. And that is part of the, and I want to be transparent with everybody. That's part of the content distribution network. So what happens is the second page that's set up, this links to other sites in your niche. So if you're, in this case, this is about web design. So this would link over to other sites about web design in different areas of the US. That makes sense. But with each of those new content pages that's set up, it also links back to this page. So think of it as a, how do I refer to that? It's trying to find the right word for it. Co-citations.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. So it's basically a list of co-citations that with everybody related in the niche, and then it also links back to this page and it powers it up. And over time, more of these pages are set up and they push everything that's going on. So you end up getting more internal links, more relevancy. It's beautiful.
Awesome.
So going on to the next little piece about this, about the history of this solution. So this wasn't originally done by me. This was done through basically a group of people that I know through Pierce. And this has been around in some form or another for about 13 years. And that is the fact that it's been around for that long and there's never been any issues with this is a testament to how crazy this is. It's survived all the algorithm updates through Penguin, Panda. It's even been manually reviewed by Google admins. And the reason why we know that is because we keep track of IPs. And it's been manually reviewed. I mean, it's insane that this is something that is safe as it could possibly get. There's nothing that I'm aware of that is, things that have passed manual review from multiple Google admins. You can't get a safer solution than that. This is about as white hat as it's going to get. Mm-hmm. Let's see what. All right, so I think there. The other piece of this is a couple more pieces. I'm taking a look at my notes. So this does as part of the linking with this. It also has a piece of it called for entity consolidation. So if you have your social media properties set up, we take those as part of the order and it allows us to be able to not only link to your site, but also to link to your social media properties as well. So it, and if you're doing everything properly, like if you set up your, your same as JSON markup, that kind of thing, and if you get your IFTTT network ahead of time, this kind of thing, whatever you need to do to establish your entity. I know different people have different ways of going about it. A lot of what we do is IFTTT networks with this. So if you were to order this this package, we highly suggest that you already have your entity somewhat established. It's not necessary, but it gives you a bigger bang for your buck, so to speak. So if you've already gotten an IFTTT network, you've gotten your social media properties made, and you've tied those together with, let's say, same as JSON markup, you're good to go. It could be something as simple as that. And so with this service, we provide weekly ranking reports and also a list of all the backlinks that we built. And cool. I think that's about it as far as what I have to say about it.
Wow, that was quick.
Yeah. It is what it is, right? It's a beautiful system, and I wish I did a better job at being able to sell it properly, but
well, and that's what I think is crazy about it is the fact that it's plug and play. It's so simple, and so I'm anxious to see the results. We plugged it into one of the test sites that we've got it on, which is a local site in a rather competitive area, and in a rather competitive niche too. And when we plugged that thing in about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it's already jumped like 40, 50 spots, and we're talking about a brand new domain, which is incredible. Like, literally the damn thing was just registered, the GMB was set up, and all of that within like the last 4 to 6 weeks tops. And so it's crazy to see that without really having to do shit. All we did was create the homepage of the site. It was basically a one-page site before you got to it. so I'm anxious to see that. And I just pinged you in Skype. I don't know if you saw that, but yeah, I've got, for our local agency, man, the new agency, so we're going to be national lead gen, right? And so, because we're targeting a specific niche, a contractor niche. And so I definitely want to try it on that too, because we haven't tested yet for the national side of it. So this would be a good test,
Yeah, everything that I've ran so far with it's been phenomenal. It really depends in terms of like the speed of ranking and anything like that. It depends on how much work has been done to the site previously. If a lot of stuff has been in order, if your brand entity has been established, that kind of thing. I've seen some people pop up in as little as a week to 2 weeks, right on the first page. So it's if you got a brand new site, sometimes it can take a couple of months, but it works. Yeah, that's I can confidently say that. And I don't know of any other solution out there that I've seen that by itself out of the box it works.
Yeah, and that's why I'm so anxious to see how well this does, because as we're building our agency right now, the new one, it just makes it so much easier if we can just most people are going to have WordPress sites anyways, and even if they don't, you said it works with others, but to just be able to like sell services and then just focus on the sales, right? Prospecting and sales, and maybe refining the client management process, and then let the work be done, all the heavy lifting be done like hands off or hands free, which makes it so much easier, because like you said, then you can really focus on building your business. So I'm going to go ahead and just bring up that page for those packages on screen share. And also Adam pinged me in Slack to tell me that we have where are we going? Packages that we have the a coupon too. Sorry guys, I was trying to talk at the same time. So this is the link, guys. I'm gonna drop it on the event page. But if you just go to SERP Space and you click on packages, you'll see the SEO reseller packages. And Roman still hasn't updated this video. Damn it!
My fault on that.
God, I look like I'm hammered or something, man. Yeah, I was drinking that day when I was recording videos, so.
You gotta write that down so I don't forget.
Prick. Just make me a manager of the YouTube channel. I'll go in and fix it.
Okay.
Anyways, so this is the page, guys. We've got a coupon here too. I'm going to post that with the link. So let me do one thing at a time. Are you guys seeing my screen? I didn't even know if you were.
Yes, I am.
Okay. I got Jordan down here doing something, or somebody doing something. What's up, Jordan? Okay, so here's the link to SERP Space SEO packages. Use coupon code for 25% off too, guys. Take advantage of this while it lasts, because this is not something we're going to be providing discounts on very often. So
yeah, I wanted to kind of get some people, you know, allow them to get their feet wet with this, with a 25% off. And it's a recurring coupon, so it's not off the first month or anything like that. It's consistent.
Yep. All right. So there we go. I'm just going to post that now. All right. And I think Adam showed, sorry guys, I know my screen is probably a little small for you. Scott, reciprocal links rocks in 2001. Second page, use rel canonical to link back to the first page. He says he can't really reveal the details.
Yeah, there's some technical components. You know, I know there's going to be some people after this that try and figure it out, but
reverse engineer it, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not as simple as that. So
let's see what he's. I'm sorry, I've got too many damn things open as usual. A few questions on the page too, and landing page. Oh yeah, the landing page. That's what I did. Okay. Anyways, a few questions. Oh, Adams must be watching. That's what it is. Thanks, Adam. Appreciate it, buddy. So would this be used on top of RYS stacks, IFTTT syndication, or is that not necessary with this? Well, as Jordan, as what Roman just mentioned, was if you have all that other stuff in place, it's just going to respond quicker and better, right? It will respond more favorably to this, because you have already basically validated the entity and you've done all the other things to reinforce the brand, right?
Exactly.
Yep.
So the biggest one I would definitely recommend is the IFTTT syndication. You know, if you had to pick one thing to take care of before ordering this, I would highly suggest that, because it's gonna get your entity set up properly, right? You're going to Google and you're saying, okay, here I am, and you're doing that and getting right into the semantic web and everything with that. So when you do that and you do a little bit of structured data, and we also have a tool on SERP Space for that to use. When you do that, those two pieces combined, it really, you know, you're cementing who you are as a brand, right? You know, this is part of how you get your knowledge graph panel pop and a lot of other things like this. And when you take care of that piece before you get the package, you know, part of what you can do when you order the package is give us your social media properties, and it allows us to be able to link not only your website, not only your NAP information, but also your social links all at the same time. You know, it's like one core kind of package deal. And with that, you're just going to get extra power from that. So you know, it's recommended that at the very least, if you had to pick one thing, I would try and take care of that first, just because you get an extra boost out of it.
Yeah, and I just posted this link on here, guys, because I found this article about 2 weeks ago, and Roman just mentioned something that maybe want to pull this up. And we had a Q&A webinar for our mastermind members yesterday, and I spoke about this briefly there as well. And this is something that can really help to solidify what he said, which is, you know, the entity and in Google's eyes, right? So in the structured data, guys, one of the things, now I know this is just to kind of complement what Roman's talking about, but there's the @ID field, which is a relatively newer field in the structured data. And I always wondered what it was for. I first learned about this from Ryan Rodden. He was the one that introduced the @ID field to us during one of the mastermind webinars where he was talking about structured data. And we just have always just put the homepage URL in as the @ID. But this SEM Rush blog post here has a great section. It's just this section right here. So it's not very big. It's not very long, excuse me. So it's just that section right there, but it talks about what the @ID is and the best, and in what they consider to be the best use of it, which I found to be the most logical explanation of what the @ID should be. And it's something that I'm starting to implement across all of my sites. I'm actually trying to create a process now to have a VA do it, because it's going to be time consuming to do it across all the sites that I have. But basically, it's create a subdomain on your domain, and then you point the @ID to the subdomain, And then you can upload an HTML document, just an HTML page that has basically JSON LD, all the company information, the same as URLs, maybe a Google Map embedded, all that kind of stuff on that page, and that becomes a point of reference. So that the machine learning, the bots, they all come and they reference that ad ID, and that will be like an anchor point where all your data can be confirmed. And I found that to be incredibly like the most logical and what I assume to be the most powerful use of the ad ID that I've heard to date. So, what do you think about that, Roman?
Oh, absolutely. And I know a little bit about the inner workings of why that works so well. So that 100%. That's a great giveaway.
So that's a little tidbit you guys just picked up that you can use whether you use the SEO plugin or not. But that was my point. It can help to validate the entity very quickly, guys. So, okay. I'm not seeing any questions, man. So we've been on for about only 30 minutes. If you guys got any questions, I'd post them now. Otherwise, Roman and I are going to wrap it up.
Yeah. So you got a question about affiliate sites.
Okay.
So yeah, absolutely. This can be used on affiliate sites. I would try to limit the number of affiliate sites just because we try to keep our network a certain way. But the affiliate sites will definitely, there's no problem with those. And that would be more of think of that as national.
Okay. Yeah. Would you say the network is more suited though for like not affiliate, like businesses that, have like an actual physical location?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely prefer businesses with a physical location. We can do just about any business type with this, and that actually includes, we've got some sites in our network that are specifically related to, for instance, like gambling, casino type of stuff, but that's separated out. We try to keep everything tightly themed, so you're not going to randomly get a link from anything like gambling or anything like that. But if you were a gambling site, you would want links.
Sure.
From that. So,
yep. Okay, cool. There's a few more questions just popped up. You want me to read them or you got it?
Yeah. So let's see. If we order now with a discount, could we delay implementation until our site has been properly set up, as Roman mentions? What we can do is, I'd say as far as the implementation of that first part, getting the IFTTT network and everything together, I'd say, get that ordered, get that set up right away within 30 days, of getting that set up and implemented. That's when you can order the package. It doesn't take very long. So in terms of the coupon code, it's set to expire, I think, on I guess Valentine's Day. But if you contact support or anything like that, we can extend that out for you. So, okay. I'm not too picky as far as that goes. Scott Walker asks, I would also like to know if I can order now, then get my site set up. I guess that's kind of the same.
Yeah, it's the same.
The same type of question.
So Scott, as Roman just said, the coupon as it stands right now will expire in about 2 weeks. However, if you don't get set up prior to that, and you want to still order it afterwards, just reach out via support and mention the fact that we said this on the webinar. I'm sure Roman will remember. Roman, if you want to alert the guys at support in case one of those tickets comes in that we indeed did say that, we'll get you guys squared away.
Yeah, I'll let the team know to watch out for that.
Okay. You guys know we're going to take care of you. Shit.
Is that Chick?
Chick, yeah.
Got here late. What SEO plugin were you referencing? Love that tip. Thanks. So the plugin is the facilitation of the packages. It's what allows us to be able to do what we need to do. I wouldn't think too much in the plugin. It sits silently in the background. So you don't have to touch it, anything like that. We actually install it for you and take care of it on our end.
Yep. Yeah, and Chick, just so you know, this is a network that you said Mike's been working on for what, 13 years or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Mike Pierce is the brains behind it, and he's one of the best in the industry. There's no question, and so it's something that he's been in development for years, and he's never had any issues with it. And so that's why Roman was so impressed with it when he approached me about it. I was sold right off the bat, especially because I heard the excitement in Roman's voice, and I was like, well, shit, if Roman gets excited, which he's not easily excitable, then it's got to be good. And so, like I mentioned at the beginning of the webinar, Chick, I'm just recapping for your benefit. I'm actually testing it on a local site that's in a really competitive area right now. It's brand new, seeing some promising results rather quickly. And then I'm going to be installing it on our national agency site, going after national lead gen terms. And we're going to be testing that too. So I'll be updating as I have more data, because obviously as I have more data, I can help to push and pitch this out to our list. So.
All right. Jordan Feller asks, if we do this, does it have to be into perpetuity, or will it stick later?
Word of the day, perpetuity. Winner.
At least I could say it right. So this is part of why we go through the links every month and revet them to make sure that everything stays clean. So this is everything that I've seen thus far, the rankings stick.
Yeah. If you cancel subscription, though, your links get pulled. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Yep. And that's the name of the game, guys. So it is what it is, but that's because it's access. It's part of this vast network that's been built over all these years.
Yeah.
With, GMB, get verified entities. So
yeah, and these aren't, you got to remember, these aren't links that you can go out and buy.
That's right.
You can't get these links. I mean, please show me a service out there that you can find local businesses and links from local businesses that isn't hacked. There have been one or two out there that I've seen in the past, but they've all been, through very black hat means.
Yeah. I love that, Jordan. I'm screenshotting that, by the way, right now. Hold on, shift print screen. There we go. This is definitely going on our testimonial page somewhere. Thanks, Jordan. He says, our agency revenue grew 114% last year, largely from new SEO clients following semantic mastery methods. If you guys say it works, it works. We'll still do other stuff, but the recurring monthly from SEO is awesome. Excited. That's awesome, man. Thank you so much for that, Jordan. Okay, guys, I think, unless Roman, you got something else you want to chat about, we'll wrap it up.
I think that's it.
Okay, guys, go check it out. Let us know how you feel about it once you do. If you can't get set up in the next 2 weeks, just contact us at support, and we'll get you squared away. And yeah, and as I have more data, I'll share it too. So you guys will be pitched this again and again. So, all right, Roman, thanks for your time today, man.
Thank you, sir.
All right, guys. Bye.